So I just made it home. I had surgery this morning. Surgery started about 7 a.m. and I got out sometime between 9:30 and 10, I believe. And it's almost 1 o'clock. So they did a pain blocker for my leg. So I don't have much feeling in my leg. I have a little bit of control. And they put me on general anesthesia, so I was knocked out. And been pretty coherent for the last hour or so. I'm back home now, just settling in. I've got some food. I'm debating if I'm gonna try to wing it without pain meds or take them. We'll see how that goes. Not much to show you. I was pretty nauseous when I woke up, and they gave me some meds and an IV for that. Interrupted with a phone call. So anyways, I'm feeling okay. I've probably been coherent for the last 2 hours, but still a little foggy, don't feel 100%, but not really any like pain, but just like discomfort and pressure. During the recovery, I just felt like I was in a chair when they kind of had my leg propped up, but I just felt like I really wanted to elevate my leg more than the chair I was in was allowed. The last thing I remember was they were giving me a nerve block, kind of in a groin area, and they had me breathing through something they had on my mouth. I don't know if it was just supplemental oxygen or if it had stuff in it or not. And they were looking at a sonogram with the deciding where to put the needle for the nerve block, and they were watching it on the sonogram so they could see where it would go, and then you could see the fluid being injected. And that's about the last memory I have. And then I woke up. I remember waking up on the table, and a gentleman rolled me, Dave I think it was, rolled me out to the recovery area. Started coming to okay, and just kind of a dry mouth, a little bit nauseous, and gave me some alcohol wipes to smell, and that actually really helped subdue the nausea, the feeling like I was going to vomit. And I got moved over to the chair to kind of, the recovery area, and doing okay. Every time I tried to move and stuff, I'd kind of get nauseous again and feel like I'd need to throw up, but I'll just kind of take it easy and smell some of that isopropyl alcohol in the little wipies, and that kept everything down, so I didn't end up throwing up or anything. And I had a car ride home, picked up some food on the drive home, feeling okay. Like I said, not really any pain, just kind of like some pressure and maybe just like restlessness, and my toes are a little tingly. I believe the nerve block's starting to wear off, and we'll see how it goes from here. I'm gonna eat some dinner, and I'll see you at the next vlog. Update. It's I think about 3 something o'clock in the afternoon, same day of surgery, so we're about 5 hours post getting out of surgery. No real pain, just kind of like feeling some pressure and stuff. My foot and my toes are real tingly from the nerve block, and once I get up to about right here, absolutely no feeling in the skin right there. And coming up my leg, I've got feeling probably, I don't know, I can feel all this. So it gets numb, starts getting numb about 4 inches up from the knee brace, or the knee joint. So I'm feeling pretty good, just been watching TV. Don't feel loopy or anything anymore. Don't feel any pain yet, and we'll see how it goes.
6 o'clock in the morning, next day after surgery. So surgery started about 23 hours ago. Last night was okay. The pain probably around 8, 9 o'clock barely started setting on. The bigger thing was the numbness of my foot. It feels like it's fallen asleep, and it still does. It's been getting it's a little bit better this morning, but it's kind of bothersome. It seemed like hypersensitive, and it's funny because it seemed like it was hypersensitive to temperature, but not much feeling, and it had the real pins and needlies feeling like when your foot falls asleep because you blocked off the blood flow. But I've made sure everything's been getting a lot of circulation, and I guess it's just the nerve block he gave me. The doctor said that after the post-surgery, he loaded up my knee with some pain block or whatever it was. So here we are. I'm feeling okay. The pain's starting to set in. I haven't taken any pain meds. I've got a lot of skin feeling around the knee. My inner thigh right here, I don't have very much feeling, but I have a lot of feeling on I think the top and the bottom of my knee and the skin. But I think further inside of the knee, I think the pain's being blocked. It does kind of ache and hurt all over my knee. Last night, I did some very gentle range of motion, and not full range of motion, but just straighten out a little, bend a little. That's what the doctor said to do, and the paperwork he gave me said to do, and I called my sister, who's a physical therapist, and she said to do it as well. But I've been taking it really easy because I don't have all the feeling left, so I want to kind of listen to my body a little bit. So I've been taking it real easy. Pain's not terrible, but it's setting on, and I'm going to continue out the day without pain meds and see how it goes. I have been taking ibuprofen. So I don't know how much that helps for pain, but helping for swelling anyways. So we'll check in later. Still the first day after surgery. It's about 7:45. Just a little update. This morning, the nerve block or whatever they put in my knee started to wear off, started getting just a gradual onset of pain. By about noon, I think it's pretty much plateaued since noon. My feeling in my foot is pretty much all but back. Still a little bit tingly, but I think I've got most of my feeling back everywhere. Definitely, when I keep it iced and elevated, the pain's pretty manageable. When it's not elevated, the pain gets pretty rough. I haven't taken any pain meds yet, and I'm hoping to not take them, but might take something tonight. We'll see how well I'm sleeping, and we'll see how it goes. I think if I make it through tonight, hopefully it's all good news from there, but we'll see. The second day after surgery, about 6:30 in the morning. Last night was pretty bad. A lot better than the night before because tonight the pain block's pretty much all worn off. But it was manageable. Makes a really big difference having the knee elevated. When I get the knee elevated and get it iced, it's really pretty manageable. It's really not that bad. But when I need to go to the bathroom or something and walking around, the blood flows down there and pain's pretty bad. Anyways, I'm doing okay. Made it through the night. Didn't sleep too much, but I did get some sleep. I'm out on the couch. Came out here. I was just really, really restless and didn't want to bother my wife, so I came out here, and we'll see how today goes. It's Monday, about 10:30, so did day 3. Definitely getting a lot better. The pain definitely peaked on Saturday or day 2. I woke up in the morning and the pain blocker in my knee was starting to wear off, and it gradually wore off all day and probably peaked for me somewhere around 3 in the afternoon. It was pretty rough. I made it through. The night was pretty rough sleeping, didn't get much sleep. Managed to nap a little bit in the morning. And Sunday was much better. And today's even a little bit better. I just went for a drive and got some ice. I was low on ice, and putting a little bit of weight on it. Walking with crutches, doing some range of motion. I can go about 10 degrees
from straight and then up to maybe around 45 degrees. Get a little bit pain when I go more than that, and it feels like the stitches are going to tear, and they probably won't, but it's uncomfortable, so I haven't gone much further than that. So yeah, I'm definitely feel much better. My spirits are way better. Last 2 days my spirits were kind of low. So looking forward to rehab, first PT appointment tomorrow, and seeing where this thing goes. Good morning, day 4 after surgery. I'm feeling a lot better. Yesterday I was able to get out of the house and walk down the street, probably about a quarter mile on crutches, minimal weight bearing, but it felt great to be out of the house. No severe pain due to being vertical like the previous days, so such a relief. And today as well, I'm able to be up on crutches without severe pain. And my flexibility, I can come out to about 5 degrees or so from straight. That's not quite it there, but and then I can bend to about 90 before it starts hurting too bad. My first physical therapy appointment is this evening. I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to see how we can improve. For surgery, it's Wednesday evening. Yesterday I had PT for the first time. It wasn't too bad. We did some passive range of motion and some isometric exercises, and basically I have homework to do that 3 times a day, and it wasn't too painful. I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. I can do very limited walking with the brace without crutches, and I'm getting pretty comfortable on crutches. I did probably around a quarter to half mile walk yesterday as well as this evening, just trying to get comfortable. Feels really weak, but I'm able to weight bear on it, so I'm real happy about that. And I can get down to mostly extended. We got down to 7 degrees in therapy, and then I start getting stiff at about 90 degrees or so. I can go a little further. So I'm pretty happy with how things are going, and I've got physical therapy again tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
So it's Saturday, 1 week and 1 day since the surgery. I didn't make a vlog the last 2 days, so I'll fill you in here. And so on Thursday, which was 6 days from surgery, continued improvement. I had my second PT appointment. It went well. I started doing dynamic exercises. The leg lifts on my back were going okay. It's really hard to get my quad to activate. The muscle, I think, is just not used to being used. So I have very little power, and my patellar tendon that the graft came out of is really pretty sore, but it's doable. It's not terrible. PT went pretty good. I am walking using crutches most of the time, but I can walk without crutches. No issues weight bearing completely, except for my knee joint just doesn't feel very strong. It just kind of feels wobbly. Friday, about the same, little improvement with a little bit more strength, and still feels pretty weak, but walking more and walking more without crutches. And today's Saturday, a little bit of continued improvement, nothing major. The last 3 days I have been going on a walk down my street, probably around a quarter to a half a mile stretch. And I take both crutches just so I have them for stability, but I'm pretty much full weight bearing. And I'm pretty slow, but it's going okay. And just kind of working on getting my stride back and not walking awkward or with a limp. So that's pretty much how it's been going. Some things to note. So I had the surgery on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday were pretty rough. I got home Friday. My wife, it was kind of a last minute surgery, and so my wife didn't get off work, and so I actually had my 2 kids to look after, 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, for a couple hours before my wife got home. And it was okay. It wasn't ideal, but it was doable. I still had the pain blocker in my knee, and I wasn't on any meds. And so I wasn't in any real pain. Saturday and Sunday, my wife wasn't working, so she was there, and the pain got pretty bad. I didn't take any pain meds, and it got pretty bad. I'd say it was maybe like around a 4 when it was under control. And like when I would get up to have to use the restroom or something, like that initial transition from having my knee elevated to walking, that blood rush down there, it would spike to, I'd say, about an 8. It seemed like by Sunday night, Monday morning, the pain kind of started subsiding, and my wife's had to work all this week, Monday through Friday, and so I've had my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old, and it was rough, but I was able to do it. I can't say that would be a good choice for everybody, but for me it was okay. I don't really regret the decision. It went all right. Basically, my wife got some meals all put together for me, so all I had to do was microwave them, and I didn't have to be cooking or anything. And my 3-year-old can move dishes on and off the table okay. And I can, I was able to get down on the floor to change diapers and stuff like that. And I wasn't on any pain meds or anything. And by Monday, the pain was manageable. So it wasn't terrible. I can't say I'd recommend it, like I said, for everybody, but that's my point of view on it anyways. And then pretty much since Monday, it was just kind of a constant gradual improvement until now, Saturday. I feel like probably starting around Tuesday, I would have been okay returning to like a desk job if I really needed to. It definitely, I wouldn't have wanted to though. I feel like by now, Saturday, Monday rolling around, I think I'd be pretty comfortable returning to a desk job. And I think if I was really pushing it, I could return to something a little bit more than a desk job, but it feels like I'd be pushing it a little bit. So I'm kind of taking it easy. I've done a little bit of desk work. I was contemplating doing some work out in the garage. I've got to rebuild a hydraulic cylinder for my backhoe, but kind of putting that off. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but I don't want to rush it. So since probably around Wednesday, it seemed like I reached a point where I could have extended periods of time being vertical without my knee elevated. That didn't affect me too much, but prior to that, it definitely affected me. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if I was vertical for more than 10-15 minutes, I could really feel the swelling and the throbbing. But by about like Wednesday, it wasn't too bad. And being vertical, at the kitchen countertop or sitting at a desk chair in front of the computer, not too bad. And especially today, it's not too bad and manageable. So I hope this helps somebody else out to just kind of have an idea and a feel for what it's like for somebody else. Of course, it's probably going to be different for different people, but hopefully that just kind of gives you a general idea. And going from here, I'll probably I'll plan on doing once a week, once every couple of weeks, depending on how the progress goes. I'm definitely not going to do daily vlogs. But I hope somebody finds this useful, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask me in the comments.